turn to a singer. Get to fighting like this Jerry Springer. All of my zip the back that like a popo. Don't do these, they popo. Had a G-Wagon truck turned to Rojo. Find a cave for 2 wheels and they going wild down in Soho. One was black and the other was Mexican. Had a like a pollo. Younger than you with a Maybach. Younger than you with a Bentley. Finna got in the gently. Ain't being friends with these cause when I was down out of so had sympathy. But that's how I go when you broke. Now I'm like mistletoe. This do my own. Not gonna lost on these new clones. Then she asked for a loan. Had to laugh, then I told her get gone. Gon' get that me on. Ain't no give me not a thing. So I spend 90K on my range. You can see all my pain in my watch.
Coach, we find ourselves at the foot of the Rockies, Denver, Colorado, for this edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it, this crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Miami Dolphins and the Denver Broncos. The NFL season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. And as we see so frequently here in Colorado, that one over the end line, so it'll come out to the 25. Here's Allen on 1st and 10. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. And incomplete, a drop there in the middle third of the field. That'll bring up 2nd down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10. A first carry for Kenyon Drake. Nifty move. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. That one good for 33 and a first.
That outside handoff to the left, that play has to warm the heart of an offensive line coach because they controlled the left side where they were supposed to. They didn't allow anything to leak from the backside on the right side of the offensive line either. Well played.
Yeah, and it created a big run. Throwing on 1st down is Allen. Buying time to his left. And he'll avoid the tackle there with a slide. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be 2nd and a couple.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
On 2nd down, it's Drake. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down. A tale of 2 extremes. First carry, he went for a bundle. His second goes backward.
And how many times have we seen that happen? Because you get that big carry, and you come back and you're all fired up, and sometimes you force a run a little bit, right? Trying to break off that big carry again, and instead it works opposite.
To the air, Allen. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. And they're able to convert on 3rd with a solid gain of 23.
Watching that, Barney.
Counter play, Drake. And now lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Sometimes play calls boil down to philosophy. You know you're facing one of the top 10 units against the run in the NFL. So do you decide to keep smashing against them, or do you decide to throw the ball here?
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. Now the Broncos are going to take a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Now Allen throwing on second down. And that is incomplete here. He was looking for Parker that time, and it's third down. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
The 7th play now of this opening drive. This is third and long, though. Working out of the shotgun. Here's Allen. This will be caught at about the 6. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down. And Sturgis able to knock it through. And the opening drive for the Dolphins yields 3. So a nice opening drive on the road. You get the 3 points. Part of you wonders if that might hurt them later not getting into the end zone.
Well, the good thing is, still first quarter, and they didn't come out of it with points. In a sense, they can look at it positively and say, hey, we set the pace in this one. I think that's how they'll go about it.
Keenum going to lead the Broncos up now 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Keenum on 1st down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Miles Jack coming hard on the blitz. He dumps him for a loss of 8.
We talked about prior to the game, and it played out right there on the first play, didn't it? This offensive line is going to have his hands full all night long.
And you often speak of scripts to start a game. Does this mean that play number 2, they're going to go off the script a little bit?
Yeah, what's interesting is that most people, when they script now, they actually script those contingencies in, okay, in case they can't run the play they want to. It's long distance now. Let's go to that play.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Roger.
Working from the gun, Keenum. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. The Dolphins getting set to go here. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left. We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs. So they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. Now 2nd and 7 from the 23. Allen looks to throw on 2nd down. Wide open receiver complete. 3 catches last week. He's got 3 in the first quarter here tonight.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it. Sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
He'll set up the screen to Drake. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. A good 1st down call as the screen play gets him 9.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Allen. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And Stills has got it. Touchdown, Miami. Kenny Stills, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Dolphins add on to their lead. The fly route works for the TD ground.
And you know what the receivers love to say? If we get even with the defender, we're leaving. And that's exactly what he did, all the way into the end zone. And then he was on the business end catching it once he got over the stripe.
This is taken at his 4. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. And Denver getting set to take the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
Let's go.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Keenum. Oh, the rookie nearly had the pick. Probably should have had it. 3rd down now.
We'll put a check mark in the box where the defense coordinator was saying, how well can we stay with these receivers if we're in man coverage? Because he just did it on that one. Force the incompletion. That allowed him to get bolder with his pass rush, won't it?
Absolutely. Frees up your guys elsewhere. Now Keenum. And he finds Hamilton. That's complete. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. That one good for 13 and a Denver first down. Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
First carry for Royce Freeman. And he'll fight his way forward to about the 48-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Here's Keenum to throw. And this one hauled in by Will Tye. And he's got this down to the 35. First time they've hooked up here. Good for 17 and a first down.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the first down.
On first down, it's Keenum. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Bobby McCain.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
Now a second timeout called for by the defense. So as they take it over, we step aside. They'll start the drive with Drake. And he'll be taken down, losing yardage back at the 9-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. On 2nd down, here's Allen. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down.
Well, it certainly appears that they're going to try and keep getting him the football. That's the 3rd time they've looked in his direction, Unfortunately, haven't completed one yet, but I'm not sure they're going to shy away from him. They feel like they've got something there, and they want to capitalize on it.
I think you're right. We're only in the first quarter, so a lot of opportunities ahead. Throwing is Allen on third. It's complete to Grant. And they pick up 25 as they convert on third.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Leopard! Watch him now, Barney! Detroit! Watch him now, Barney!
On 1st down, Drake. And hard running's going to get him over the 40 to the 42. Just what you want on a 1st down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2.
Watch him now, Barney!
On the give, this is Drake. And he's finally taken down, and it's a big gain there on what will turn out to be the final. So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 35-yard line.
Watch him now, Barney!
They'll run it now out of the gun. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. It'll be a loss of 1, and it'll be 2nd and 11. Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11.
Lucky 56.
And now they'll throw with Allen. And the Broncos get there and take him down. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
So 2 plays with only negative yardage to show, and now it's 3rd and 16. From the gun, it's Allen. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Drake, and he'll go down at the 28. It'll be a pickup of 13, but it'll still lead to a 4th down. And for the 2nd time tonight, this field goal unit comes out here. He made his first attempt, this from 45. And Sturgis able to knock it through, and that'll push the lead up to 13-0. No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
The Broncos offense now gets ready to head back onto the field. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first 2 drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now. And I'm going to take it into the basketball world. When you're having trouble scoring or moving the ball in basketball, what do? Get it to their best player. Find the matchup, create it, exploit it, and try and move the football.
And he's brought down after a very nice gain. A really nice gain of 25 yards. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They'll run with a former Ole Miss Rebel, Jordan Wilkins. And down to the 44, 5 yards that time.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
Down. Hey. 4 down.
To throw on 2nd down is Keenum. Benjamin with it over the middle. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Broncos first down. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Throwing on first down is Keenum. Pass incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight. Unable to find anyone open.
Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10. Keenum again here on 2nd and 10. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Miles Jack. And he'll take this across midfield and inside the 45.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Watch it now, Barney, Barney.
Now a handoff for Drake. And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Early down stuffs will put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority one.
Watch it now, Barney, Barney.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Dances by him. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 25 yards the pickup there, and also a first down. Well, he's broken off some big-time runs here in this first half.
Yeah, and let's just face it. When you go into a game, you think you've got the plays that are going to work, but when you actually get out there and they're starting to happen, your confidence rises, and he's running with terrific ability right now.
The give to Drake running left. And he'll take this one down near the 15. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Watch it now, Barney, Barney.
Now the Georgia Southern man, it's Matt Breida. Oh, what a move. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Here's a run with Balaj. Then he takes it into the end zone for the Dolphin touchdown. Kalen Balaj, his first touchdown on the year. And the Dolphins are able to grow their lead. Sturgis adds the PAT. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Bronco offense now set to come back out onto the field. And 2 interceptions already here in this first half. That's got to affect him a little bit, right? He's got to be thinking about it.
He's got to be thinking about it, but most of the good ones, they find a way to put it aside. They're not happy about it by any stretch of the imagination. They find a way to put it aside and continue to play their game.
Can he put it aside? Let's find out. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. And they'll bootleg it here with Keenum. Trying to lay one up deep. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked up by Minkah Fitzpatrick. And a great return as he gets this all the way down close to the 30-yard line.
Oh, and that's a nice job defensively to get a piece of the football. He's going to pop it into the air, and then it's the tip drill. And good concentration by him to react to it and pull in the interception.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Watch it now, Barney, Barney.
They'll run with Drake, and he will cross the 30 down to the 29-yard line. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Running, it's Drake. And he'll be taken down after a short gain as that takes us to the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes remain here in the first half. Back to Denver right after this.
Go, 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 hey, run it, run. Woo, baby. Get him, boys. Get him, boys.
They had great starting position to begin the drive, but now they look up at a 3rd and 5.
Detroit! Detroit!
So the shotgun snap to Allen. And it's caught by Parker. And he will have the first before he's brought down right on the chalk of the 20. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a 1st down. This quarterback now 8 of 11 in this first half. He's got it 1st and 10. Now Drake. A beautiful fake. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. It's a really nice 15-yard pickup, and now it's 1st and goal.
This guy's well on his way now to a big game on the ground. It's another good run there. Puts him over the century mark in yardage, and we're still in the 2nd quarter.
A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal.
Over! Hurry up, here we go. 3:19. 3:19.
On 1st and goal, Drake. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the 1. Give him 4 on the carry there at 2nd and goal.
Well, he did get a taste the previous week. He got into the end zone trying his best to get there in this game. So far, he's been denied.
2nd and goal from the 1.
Watch it now, Barney, Barney. Over!
And he is unable to get in. They stop him at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the keeper, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. The Dolphins on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and goal. Here's Bohannon, the fullback. And he is in. Touchdown, Miami. Tommy Bohannon in the final seconds of the first half. And the Dolphins add on to their lead. Sturgis for the extra point. And the rout is on here in this first half. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. So the Broncos coming out now. Typically down to the first half, I might say, oh, you at least need a field goal out of this drive. But they're down to the point where they need a touchdown, don't they?
Yeah, normally, you know me. You've been around me for a while now, right?
Unfortunately.
I'm sorry about that. But normally, I'm the one preaching patience.
Yeah.
You know, take your time. First half, you still got a chance. I think they're out of patience here. This has to be a drive that gets a touchdown. So if you're the play caller, you're going to that portion of...
And okay, so much for our halftime break. Apparently we're going to get right back to it. So we've reached halftime here, and it's the visiting Dolphins taking a lead to the locker room. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the inline. Here comes the Broncos offensive unit here as they'll have it first to begin this third quarter. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution, or did they think they were just bad plays to call?
Yeah.
We'll find out pretty quickly here if they feel like they had something going, but they just need to do it a little bit better or not.
We'll find out. Here's Keenum now on second down. Throw left side. It's reeled in by Hamilton. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Throwing on third down, Keenum able to get away, muscles him off. Gets it to Benjamin, it's caught. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. They chalk that one up as a gain of 34 on third down. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, Keenum finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. It's a 4-yard pickup, and it'll make it a second down. Play action. It's Keenum. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked up by Xavier Howard. And a return will be stopped at the 34-yard line. Thought they had something going there to break that goose egg here in the second half, but to no avail.
Hope was alive until that interception. What a terrific play, taking the ball away after it looked like they were starting a drive.
And now that shutout still standing. You know that's something those defensive guys hold a lot of pride on, too.
No doubt about it. They're excited about where they are in this game.
And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage.
Well, he didn't make headway on that one, but he's had plenty of carries all night long. I just wonder if maybe he's a little bit tired from toting the rock that much.
They stay on the ground with Drake. And unable to get downhill there, so he'll take this up to about the 37. Just a couple on the pickup there, and now it's third down.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive. The Dolphins on 3rd down. They've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. This is 3rd and 7. They'll run it now out of the gun. He's got the first down and more past midfield. And he'll be brought down with the first down and a late flag here, too. And he may get a few more tacked on for good measure. And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. It's a 6-yard pickup, but it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. And on the ground they go with the running back. And he'll at least get him inside the red zone here, down to about the 19. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. What's that, 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive. And like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. And they'll run it here. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. 5 yards on the pickup, and that's going to bring up a third down.
Another good run for him. What else is new? That'll put him right at 150 yards for the game, so he's really made his presence felt in this one.
The Dolphins on third down. They've been very good, 5 for 7 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 2.
Hey. 4 down.
And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. And he gets the first down yardage before he's brought down just outside the 10 at the 11. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains. All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. And they'll go with a ground attack here. Give them 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Well, that's not a run that's going to make any of the highlight tapes, but they've been moving it well all game on the ground. This is another one that keeps them moving forward.
Right back to Drake. And he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. Kenyon Drake hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Dolphins just continue to pour it on. Sturgis adds the PAT, and that will extend this big lead. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Now the Broncos offense, they get set to head back onto the field. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get them down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30. On 2nd down, Freeman. And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34. Minka Fitzpatrick made the play defensively, the first-round pick out of Alabama. The Broncos on 3rd down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. Now a handoff. It's Freeman. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's 4th down. Here's Marquette King now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. This is taken around the 12. It takes a touchdown-saving tackle to bring him down as he goes 32 yards on the return. And it'll be Dolphin football. Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. They are just putting things together so well here, drive after drive. They really have captured the momentum, haven't they?
They've taken momentum and pretty much not just given him a jersey, but a seat on the bench as well. Whatever do you need, you've got it, because the way they're stringing things together and creating that distance between them and their opponent, it's really hard to narrow that gap. And the other part is they're taking their spirit away from them, too.
Yeah, now they're just looking to add to that total. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he'll take this one up close to about the 45. Just a gain of a yard there, and now it'll be 3rd down.
Well, praise has to go to the guys on the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue?
On 3rd down, Drake. And now the ball's out. Fumble near midfield.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. Returning, it's Benjamin. Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. And the Broncos take over. 1st down and 10. Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
Keenum now. 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. Now Keenum. The Dolphins get there this time, and they bring him down. Robert Quinn in there to get him. Sack number 14 for him on the year. Now they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. A shotgun snap for Keenum. Over the middle, he's got Deshaun Hamilton. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
On 3rd down, it's Wilkins, and he'll be limited to a short gain up to about the 34-yard line. Give him a couple on the run as it brings up a 4th down.
He may be a bit undersized compared to the modern-day NFL defensive tackle, but what he lacks in size, he definitely makes up for in his ability to make tackles in the run game as well.
So now here come the Dolphins. We find ourselves here in the midst of a one-sided affair. A lot of fill time down the stretch, Mr. Davis.
So we could talk about food because that is something that you and I both enjoy.
We share that.
We enjoy our time at the table. So maybe the best steakhouses in the city, but in all seriousness, the performances that we've seen this year, we've seen a bunch of great ones. And it's going to be hard to parse who's going to win the MVP.
Yeah, it really is.
Is it going to be a runner? Is it going to be a thrower? Can a defender finally win it this season? Those are the things that we could probably discuss.
And collectively, this is about as dominant of a performance as you could have hoped for on both sides of the football.
Might have to put it number 1 for what we've seen this season.
The stop for no gain brings up 2nd and 10 from the 20. A handoff out of the pistol. It's Drake. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. A Miami 1st down, that one going for a gain of 11.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
3, 9,
And they'll go on the ground. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. This is Breida. And he'll slip his way up across the 30 to the 32. Give him 3 yards on the run there. That still leaves him with a difficult 3rd and 8 coming up. And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. Now Benjamin. Oh, look at the juke. A big kick that time, 52 yards. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Now this Broncos offensive unit ready to head back out onto the field. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way...
And that's caught inside the 35. And he takes it all the way down to the 28-yard line. A huge play there for Denver. 52 yards. Keenum on 1st down. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. So he got free of 1 tackle but couldn't do a whole lot else. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and it's a 2nd down.
It's funny, throughout the time that we've been together, when we talk with running backs about the ability to catch the ball, their eyes light up when they talk about open field and having one-on-one matchups, don't they?
Yeah, they do. And that's the reason why. What we just saw, shedding those tackles, and that's what they're used to doing.
It is, and it starts at the beginning of the play. One-on-one matchup if someone's trying to cover them, but they also like those one-on-ones downfield after the catch when they're running with the ball. They think they're going to win those, too.
8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks. They go play action here on 1st down. Dancing to his left. And the ball is knocked out. And the Dolphins have got it.
Well, partner, I think it's safe to say they can mark this down as extremely frustrating. Here we are in the 4th quarter, and that last play, that turnover, I think it epitomizes what happened to them all day on offense.
So symbolic, and that's why they're still being shut out. Drake will start the drive on the ground. And he loses the football a 2nd time. Time for a break. Back to finish it off on EA Sports after this. Defense still with 3 timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them here as the kneel down comes. And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. And they'll indeed take a knee. Here's Matt Hawk now as he's on to punt for Miami. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Take it at the 37. A good return there, call it 13 yards. And it'll be a short field for the Broncos as they take over 1st and 10. And coming out now, the Broncos. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest.
Don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going forward.
Exactly. Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went.
And now here is another interception. Picked off by Rashad Jones. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the 2nd week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirts.
Yeah, he better figure, whatever the reason is, he better figure it out.
Lucky 56. Hot.
Down to a knee here. The defense still with a couple of timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them. The storyline in this one, Charles, no doubt the number 0. Zilch, nada. A shutout so hard to do in the NFL.
It really is, and what an accomplishment, because you feel that not just on the defensive side, but as a full team. There's a lot of pride that goes into shutting out an opponent. And how about that 0 on the scoreboard for them, going along with those zeros in the